I give a lot of credit to any writer who is willing and brave enough to allow their side characters to really be the star of a series. Despite the fact that you have a main character who's really the focus of the story and everything kind of centers around, still, they get outshined by those around them. That's definitely a feeling that I'm getting with AoAshi as I'm 5 episodes into the series, and I have to get on here and let you guys know about it. This is sort of my mid-season review of the series, so if you've not been watching the series and you're just looking for an excuse to actually watch it, or if you're a big-time fan of the series, definitely stay tuned as I dive into one of the most fascinating things about AoAshi that currently has me hooked. For those that need to get caught up on what AoAshi is, it essentially is a soccer anime that follows a character named Ashito. Ashito is really full of himself. He's really good at what he does, which is just take the soccer ball and take it to the goal. This has worked for him for quite a while as most of his other teammates aren't very good at the game, so their focus was just to get him the ball and get him to the goal. Well, Ashito ends up getting scouted for a team in Tokyo. And while this seems like a good thing, Ashito doesn't really have the money to fund going to Tokyo. His mother's always been struggling to make ends meet. Even his brother is always having to pitch in as well. And what comes from this is a struggle that Ashito's family has. Ashito has always loved soccer. He was introduced to soccer by his brother. And everybody wants him to seek out his dreams and the thing that he enjoys the most. But what can you do when you don't even have the money for it? Well, Ashito's brother ends up forking a whole bunch of money just to get him over there, just to get to the tryouts. And what turns out is Ashito gets accepted. And again, we have that conflict really hit the family. That's great, but how are we gonna afford it? Even the shoes on Ashito's feet are so worn out. It was something that his mother just scrounged together to get, and he's been using them ever since, and they're worn out. And that's where we get a series of episodes 4 through 5, that really did hit the mark for me. Like I said, having the side characters of the series really shine in the show. And this gets me to the crux of what I've been enjoying about this series so far. Ashito's fine. He's a little bit full of himself at first, and I do think his growth has been absolutely fantastic. This is a character who went from everything centers around me, I'm confident in myself, everybody get me the ball. He still appreciates his teammates, but it's always about him. But you still have this little hint that when push comes to shove, if somebody were to insult his family, yes, this one guy prods at him, says that he's poor because his shoes are worn out. He still defends his own friends. He still defends his mother. And he grows. Over time, he realized at some point, I can't do this by myself. I'm now surrounded by people that are all extremely good, and I can now rely on them. And he does a really good job at that. But like I said, the star of the show isn't Ashito. He is the main character, but he's not the star. The star is his family. The star is Hana. These characters on the sidelines have absolutely taken the show from just being a sports show about a guy that has an innate ability to be able to see the field and really copy where everybody's at, to a show that's about family, it's about support, it's about somebody who took a chance on him and supported him all the way. And that's where the gold is. I cannot tell you how much Ashito's family has just really hit me deep inside. I mean, you have a brother. I have 2 brothers. Having a brother who, despite the direction you're going, wants to support you all the way. Yes, his brother introduced him to soccer, and he realized how much it was something that he enjoyed. Enough that he took his own money and said, look, here, just go. I'll deal with mom. I know that you're not supposed to go there, but just take this money and go. I'll deal with mom. We'll figure something out. And this translates to the mother. Again, she's conflicted. She knows this is difficult. She doesn't have the money for it. And even despite that, she knows this is his dream. I think at some point it mentions the idea that I don't even know anything about soccer, but I know you're going to do good. And I trust that you're going to do good. It's that difficulty with dreams versus reality, and that desire to want to push to those dreams despite the fact that nothing is there that supports it. And so when you have this moment where everything seems to be playing out, like Ashito, it's all open for you. Like the doors are open. The mother still at that point, knowing that she doesn't have the means to make it, she's gonna make it happen. She knows this is something that he wants to do. And yes, she's pulled into it more knowing that Ashito desires so much that if I can just make it big, my mother will never have to worry again about money. If I can make it to something, he has a driving force. I have to make this work for my mother. And that's where Hana comes in. Now, Hana's been kind of supporting Ashito on the side. She kind of sees in Ashito the same thing she's seen in her brother. And she wants to support Ashito. And so yeah, she sends him away with like this big chart about everything he needs to eat, like his regimen for eating foods to get like the pure energy he needs for his workout and everything. And that continues when the mother's like, picks up the phone from Ashito and starts talking to Hana, like, tell me everything that's going on. And Hana's like, wait. I'm like, she's a part of the clubs. Like, she's working underneath her brother, but she's not like an office worker or anything. She's still a young girl. But still, she even picks up all these books and starts pouring through information to give every answer that Ashito's mother wants. This is like a key point. Like, if this is going to happen, I need to make sure that Ashito's mother has everything that she needs. And equally for his mother, I need to make sure that I know every single fee that I'm possibly going to face. And then following that, going as far as she can possibly to get him new shoes. Like, it was just so golden. Like, everything came together so well. Again, here's Ashito. In his mind is like, I just need to make this work. Like, if I can be successful, I can make things so much more easier for my family. But then he kind of gets pushed aside as everybody realizes what he's doing and that he should do this. And they come together. Again, his brother supporting him with money and trying to talk his mother into it. And his mother just calculating everything out that she's going to need and how much probably more work she's going to have to do, how many more jobs she's going to have to do just to make Ashito able to reach his dreams. It was a beautiful scene. And if that wasn't enough, like if the phone call and talking about how much work Hana put into helping her, if all that wasn't enough to really take the shine away from Ashito, we get the letter that Ashito's mother leaves. Like, she doesn't want to talk to him. Like, she keeps avoiding him. He keeps wanting to talk to her and she keeps avoiding him. And it feels so wrong. You know why she's doing it. Like, she doesn't want to have that conversation. She can't face him. But then she leaves a letter that really explains everything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk to you, but I know you're going to do this. I'm going to do everything I can to support you. Here's a card with what money I have. I'm going to try to keep putting money in there. We'll figure this out. We're going to figure out how to do this. It's everybody putting their dreams aside just for this one boy. And again, that's not to take away from Ashito, because what this does and why I think this show is going to be so great, and it's brought it to our attention several times, is that realization that if he doesn't succeed, how many people he's letting down. Like his... And it sucks because, yeah, granted, technically, if Ashito went back home, everybody would be fine. But even he himself has that in his mind. He thinks about that. He has these visions of, like, there's one scene where it has him come back home and he's like, things didn't work out. Sorry, guys. And he's like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that to happen. He's realized that he has to make this a reality. He has to succeed. And that will be his driving force going forward, I think, for a long time. All the sacrifices of his family, he needs to make sure that he nurtures it and he doesn't let it go to waste. So that has me excited for the future of AoAshi. And if that hasn't sold you guys on it, then don't worry about it. But definitely let me know down in the comments down below. Is AoAshi working out for you? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know. Additionally, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. I definitely appreciate you guys' support. And if you've not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you get all of my videos. I do impressions on series as they air, as well as reviews, news, top lists. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. If you'd like to support us more, we have a Patreon link and a tips link in the description below. We definitely appreciate everybody that supports us, and y'all take care.